The upcoming super middleweight battle between Jose Resindiz and Jaime Munguia on Saturday, May 2nd, is expected to be at Donnybrook, a battle between two Mexican fighters that will bring the best out of one another and the best for fans tuning in. Let's talk about this fight and the matchup between the two men that we're expecting fireworks. On Saturday, May 2nd, Amazon Prime and PBC will have a pay-per-view scheduled bout between David Benavidez and Zurdo Ramirez for the Cruiserweight Championship of the world. But on the undercard of that event, in a co-main, we're going to see super middleweights Jose Resindiz taking on Jaime Munguia. Now, this fight is one that we're expecting to be the best of the best at this current state of Mexican fighters at the middleweight, super middleweight division. When we talk about Resindiz, who's 27 years of age, matched up against Munguia, who's now 29, has time flown. The tale of the tape, as stated here, has Resindiz, who is 5'10", with a 69-inch reach. His present record is 16 wins, 2 losses, and 11 KOs. He's 5'10 and a half with that 69-inch reach, but that reach has taken him places in the sport of boxing. We're talking about against the likes of Caleb Plant in his last fight of May of 2025, where he won a split decision. Prior to that, he had a win over Fernando Paliza. Preceding that was a September 2023 loss by TKO stoppage to Elijah Garcia. But do you go back before that? In March of 2023, a KO stoppage over Jarrett Hurd, pushing Hurd into retirement. Resindiz is the type of fighter that people look at and they dismiss. And the Munguia camp had better not take that path, because they're going to find some serious issues going on. As I stated, Munguia is now 29 years of age. He's 6 foot tall, an orthodox fighter with a 72-inch reach. His record is presently 45 wins, 2 losses with 35 KOs. But we understand that his KO streaks and the stoppages that he has been on the receiving end of victory-wise, Munguia has fought fighters that he's had certain advantages over: size, weight, reach, strength. Even short notice fighters and opponents have faced him. But when you think about whom he's faced of notoriety, therein lies the questions of what's going on with him. You go back to December of 2024, when he lost his first fight against Bruno Sarachi, which he avenged with a May 2025 unanimous decision. But that first fight where Sarachi stopped him, a man who didn't have a lot of stoppages on his record, clearly knocked out lead in front Munguia out for the count. That was something that was very telling. I had talked about Munguia being the human version of a bobblehead because he takes shots clean on the chin. And Sarachi was able to break through and stop him. But then you go back to another loss that he had May of 2024 against Saul Canelo Alvarez, who had him down early in the fight, but wasn't able to finish him off. Munguia never threatened after the knockdown. He just kind of went through the paces until he lost that unanimous decision. But when we look back on Munguia, there were wins that he had that were kind of questionable. Like when you go back to his victory over Sergey Derenchenko. That was a fight that took place in June of 2023, where I thought Derenchenko should have edged that out, but Jaime received a unanimous decision victory. The scorecards actually told the real tale here. Jaime won by scorecard totals of 115 to 112, 114 to 113 twice. You see, that fight was very close. And because it was at the Toyota Arena in Ontario, Sergey just got a bad deal on that night. He did go down from a body shot in the 12th round, but that didn't close the gap. He was on Munguia the entire fight. So Munguia, who has passed up title opportunities against good fighters in the past, has been fighting guys and defeating them with majority decisions, a few TKOs mixed in, and some close calls. But going into this fight against Resindiz, this is going to be a war. Munguia, who's from Tijuana, Mexico, is going to come in trying to blaze. But Resindiz has shown that he can take it. And he's a good infighter, meaning in close. And if Sarachi was able to nail him on the chin and get him out of there, you can believe that Resindiz is more than capable of doing the same, which is why this fight might even prove to be the fight of the night, preparing for the main event of Benavidez versus Ramirez. And because it's two Mexican fighters, 2 years separating them in age, you can believe that the sparks are going to fly. This fight will be at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And I'm willing to believe that when these two enter the ring, they're going to give the best of what they have to offer. And they may just set this crowd ablaze with their performance. I'm giving a slight edge to Resindiz because he's a fighter that has come along and has been winning even under not being favored, and has found ways to defeat the more noted guys that he's faced. Munguia had better have solved the riddles of him catching punches clean on the chin, because you can guarantee that Jose Resindiz is going to test that. Overall, it should be an exciting fight for the WBA super middleweight crown, a crown that was vacated when Terrence Bud Crawford, the former undisputed champion after defeating Saul Canelo Alvarez last September, has retired and vacated all the titles. All of this is going to mean for a good fight, and I would suggest that everyone who can tune in. But what do you think? This is Stormy B Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts about these two men fighting on this tremendous main event-based card of Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez. Leave comments and let's discuss further. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.